Hello and welcome to the Veeam Community Recap. This is episode number 162. And let me tell you that I had some massive FOMO, busy stretch last 2 weeks. I missed the recap. Madalena, thank you for pushing on and thank you community for helping out.
Absolutely. Yeah. We missed you here at the weekly recap and in the community recap. Yeah, you've been pretty much on the go all last 2 weeks, right? And you are still not in normal circumstances. As I can see, you are somewhere else. You're gonna have to tell us all about it. But in the meantime, let me tell you where I am, because as you can see, this is not my normal background, right? I'm in Helsinki for VUG Finland, and we are going to show some pictures later on. I'm here with Miko and Viv, our VUG leaders. So this is great. Rasmus is here as well. And we have a bunch of other people that we know from Veeam and from our customers and partners. Pretty good event. Yeah. But tell us, where are you?
Well, it's funny because I love it. I'm in one of those really smart conference rooms. Watch this, Maddie. I'll walk over here and then this little razzle dazzle camera will notice that, oh, Rick's over here. So I'm going to start talking to Rick over there. Isn't that cool? I love this stuff.
Anyway, oh my goodness, that's amazing.
I'm in our Seattle office in Washington in the US, and it's our new HQ situation. Beautiful facility. Actually, now that I think about it, Manny, you're going to be here next week. I'll be here next week as well. I didn't really want to do 2 in a row, but something came up and here I am. But I had a vacation. I don't even remember. Oh, I had another vacation. It's been crazy. I'm just glad.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. This is good. And you know what? The community is always active and we have a lot to share today. So should we start with that?
Yes, we are in. And first up is Sean Simpson, who's one of the Veeam system engineers in North America, talking about the new backup calculator. This is pretty cool.
Absolutely. And welcome to the community and to the weekly recap, Sean. I think this is really, I don't think, I'm sure this is the first time we are mentioning your name in weekly recap. And this is such a cool subject to share. As you said, yeah, he's talking Veeam calculators and the top 10 features of it. And then he says, Veeam sizing calculator can help you understand how to size the Veeam environment, and of course, will save you time and money. So I couldn't agree more on that, to be honest. Yeah, this is a good preview of it. I think he also shared the link with us at some point, and we were actually talking about that link. That is a weird URL, but it gets you to some good stuff. So that's the most important. And some of the takeaways in here, it's just like the new calculators are hosted officially by Veeam. And Sean says, this is, the first time when we are officially hosting this, and they are web-based. They also run as a Windows app. So this is pretty cool. And the calculations have been completely redesigned and have been confirmed by Veeam product management and QA. So now they provide more accurate results. So you have all the reasons in the world to try it. And
this is awesome. This is cool. This is really tight. In fact, what I really like about this is that it also has, on-premises workloads. You can do software as a service. You can also look at doing some of the public cloud type sizing, but also Veeam sizing, because that's really tricky too to size that. I mean, this is legit. I knew that these were out here, Maddie, but I didn't know that this was getting relaunched as such. So this is great. And Sean, we hope this is not the last time that we call your name. He's one of our systems engineers, architects, one of the best. He works a lot with our service providers in the east part of the US. Welcome, Sean. This is great.
Absolutely. Yeah, I didn't know it either that it was official, So thank you, Sean, for letting us know and for providing us with all this awesome information.
Indeed, indeed. All right, next up, cool content strategy idea from a guy named Jeff. This is the Meet the Architect series, and I'll spoiler alert that there is a second one already written. So hat tip to you. But what is going on here, Maddie?
Well, I think Jeff is into something pretty cool in here, as you said, which is, this new series called Meet the Architect. It's happening at the VMCA group, and he's basically inviting different members of the community and ask them about their experience with the certifications. Basically, it's like, you could just do a show where you would talk to a person, but he's actually using old school journalism, as he mentions in the first paragraph. So I think this is just another way of doing things, and I think it's a really cool way. And then, as you can see, the first interview he did this to himself, which is funny and awesome at the same time. He's talking about his journey, how he started in the IT world. And there is one thing I really like about it. At some point, he says, he's asking himself, do you have any recommendations for the members that are doing the exam? And then he says, important is go through documentation, get a lab, do as much of the reading, doing as possible in your environment, go through Vim University, and just don't forget the real value of becoming a VMCA, because it's, after all, it's not really the piece of paper, it's all the skills and abilities that you get along the journey. So I really like that. And also he says, like, yeah, ultimately don't forget to have fun. And that community, we are all about learning, educating ourselves, growing together, but having fun, or while having fun. So I really like that, really enjoyed it. And as you said, there is the Meet Architect second episode with Michael Paul. I went through it, really, really good. And then I think there is a third one coming with Chris Childerhouse.
Mm, mm, mm.
Yeah.
Good stuff, Jeff. I love the idea of the format, and that is funny to interview yourself. I love how, this is Jeff 1 here, and just so everybody knows, if you don't know Jeff, this is Jeff 2. They're the same person. He's interviewing himself because he's also the leader of one of our thematic groups. So good stuff. Thanks again, Jeff. Love the creativity there. All right, next up is a discussion from JG23 about compression and deduplication or storage efficiency in a backup job. I've got kind of a different opinion here, but what caught your eye on this one, Maddie?
So first of all, yeah, long time since we haven't chosen a discussion board post. So this was a great time. I was like, we cannot go without mentioning this one, because I think it's really great. Like, I really like, very technical subject, the questions, and then also the engagement and the responses from the community, really good. So what he's, and I think this is the first time we are mentioning him as well, or her, JACG23. I don't know if that's how you pronounce it. Maybe let us know. So he's planning to repurpose a Synology box to get some more storage space, and he's giving us all technical details on how the new environment should look like, how he's seeing it. But then he's also asking a few questions, and he's asking, like, what would be like the best compression and the duplication ratios out there from the Vim side. And then he's also asking, does data compression happen after the duplication? And then, he's asking, can you please, guys, tell me if you think this is a good solution, or do you have any other suggestions that I can use? And then you have Shane and Michael Paul that are coming with a lot of good info in there. But yeah, I'm curious if you agree on that, Rick, or you have a different opinion. You said you have a suggestion as well.
Yeah, somewhat of a different opinion. So I want to say, first of all, Michael Paul's comments here and then his previous post, those are the way to address the nature of Jace's question here. So Jace's question is, I want the best, and that's sometimes even subjective, but he or she wants the best compression and deduplication ratio. So what I think Jace is trying to do is get the most amount of data in the smallest amount of space. Okay, that's what I think face value of the best means. And I think Michael Paul's post will take you there. I just went through the similar type of thing, Jace, at home. Long story, but what really kind of weird moment, but at home, I turned off my last VMware host and moved everything to Hyper-V, but I also kind of reallocated some of my backups, and I had some storage resources that were not huge, but they weren't small either. Much like when you're talking about this Synology running Btrfs here, you know, I'm like, I had to think about this compression and dedupe myself when I went through it. And then what I learned is that sometimes the best isn't necessarily just the smallest amount of storage, because the way that the compute resources are consumed and the time it takes to do compression and dedupe, I actually felt like the best was more around the most time efficient. Okay, but just something to keep in mind for others who might be in this journey of wanting the best, you know, the time it takes to do it. In fact, I want to give you might remember when Michael's post here, I remember these specifically. He did those A/B tests, and like, I mean, your mileage, this right here, this type of stuff right here, wow.
Yeah.
Your mileage will always vary, but I really think if you're looking at this type of stuff, it's really important to think about. But this one right here, and I remember when this came up, processing time. There is some crazy differences here. 51 seconds, almost 8.5 minutes. Okay, it's just all over the place, right? So keep in mind that a lot of times if you crank it up extreme, it's going to take more time. All right. So when I look at these things, time also becomes something to think about. So just another dimension I wanted to bring up, Jace, and again, Sir Michael Paul has covered it.
Yeah.
He has covered it. But Jace, great discussion. Chris, Shane, Michael, thank you all for sharing as well. This is a good one.
Absolutely.
All right. We are not breaking the rule back in the game. That is the end.
I already break it twice, Rick, in the last 2 episodes, you know, so it's time to go back. No breaking the rule.
So now we transition to special department news. And earlier this week, a great Veeam user group, Spain, looks like they had a great setup there. And is that Alesso, I think?
That's Alessio. We had Federica, we have Victor that was speaking, Luis, of course, that is our VUG Spain leader. He was there as well. I'm not sure he posted a picture of himself talking about the Veeam community, but yeah, that was really, really good. It was the first VUG Spain that we have. It was in Madrid, and good conversations, even though it wasn't a big crowd like in here in Helsinki. It was a really good conversations, and it was a definitely good start, and really already looking forward to the next one. So thank you. Yeah, that's Victor. And there you go.
That's Alfred.
Yes, that's Victor wearing the Alfred. Of course, I took the pins. I took the stickers. I took the pins. As you can see, we have the banner. If I do it the right way, right? So.
Yeah. All right. So that's Victor and Alfred's in blue. Okay. All right. Just making sure. And then over here, we also have Alfred.
Jose. Yeah.
Oh,
Jose.
Okay. Jose.
With Alfred.
I just love seeing the Alfred pins. I got a spot.
Yeah. I think Alessio was wearing one as well. If you go back to his picture, he's wearing.
Yes, all right.
Alfred
Always.
Everywhere, of course. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
So yeah, that
approved.
was. Of course, absolutely. Everyone loves Alfred, right? And yeah, we had Scality as a sponsor, and they talked about Artesca and good questions actually. Even though, as I said, it wasn't a really big one. I really enjoyed it, and I think we have a lot of potential in the future to develop that community. The
Yeah.
people loved it, and they also said like we are looking forward for the next one.
Oh, I love like
So
Spanish
yeah,
olives. I'm all in right there.
yeah.
But speaking of Artesca, that is a really cool Scality Artesca object storage. It's one of the very few that are supporting the Smart Object Storage API. So thank you, Scality, because not just is that, great immutable object storage, it's also the one that is doing the Smart Object Storage API. So for those of you looking up there, I did a couple of tests with them. It's pretty cool stuff.
Yeah, so
But
that was pretty cool.
that wasn't the only user group this week, am I correct?
Yes, as I said, I'm in Helsinki in
Yeah.
Finland. So I decided to do as well because I did not ask our leaders because they are busy with organizing, talking to people. So I actually did the tweeting, the live tweeting, and I had a session as well. As you can see, we discussed Veeam community, well, Veeam user groups, but a lot of topics around Veeam community. I only had 20 minutes, so how much can I cover? But it was good enough. And some of the people already registered, so thank them. And we have a picture here with Object First because they are one of the sponsors in here. We also have Nutanix and Arrow. And they wanted to, they were like, let me take a picture with you with the banner. I was like, yay, okay, let's do it. And yeah, Rasmus is actually giving a session right now as we are recording. And these two are our leaders in here, Miko and Vil. So thank you both for putting together this. We also have our systems engineers from here that are today present. So it's a good event. It's a really
Love
good
it.
event.
Well, and
Absolutely.
this is a one that, kind of starting on its own, if I remember right. It was an
They've been
organic one.
they've been doing it for 5 years, apparently.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
this was Kari, right here.
This is one of our customers.
Well, there was a name. That's right here. This
Yeah,
one.
Carl, yes, from
Carl. Yeah.
up. Yeah.
Yeah. So just, we love this type of stuff. And for those of you out in the world, if you want to get started with the user group, let us know. We can help amplify it, enable it, but we really want to keep those users central to a user group. And so love seeing this. And I think I started a trend with the
You
meeting
did.
between.
It's a great trend actually. I'm gonna try to keep it rolling because I feel like we are into something. But yeah, it's good to share. It's good for visibility. It's good because everyone else is aware that what's happening in different countries. They are learning from each other. So hopefully this tweeting habit is gonna stay.
All right. Next up, just a reminder, we're less than 2 months away from VMon 2024. Going to be in Fort Lauderdale in the
Can't
US.
believe it. 6 weeks away. Wow.
Yeah, I haven't started my presentation.
Yeah,
Anyway,
exactly.
but
Still working on that.
there is a discount code if you can make it there, 10% off the registration, community 10. And best logo ever. I love this. Let's just put a 4 on it. But
Yeah,
it's
let's
still
do
South
that.
Florida, so it's not Miami, but it's Fort Lauderdale. But no,
Yeah.
the call for presentations is closed. But if you want to go, just a reminder, 10% off. And thank you, Safiya, for sharing that. Speaking of Safiya, I wanted to say we're going to go back to Who's New. And wow, we skipped a few weeks, but we've got 194. Oh, I see some that I like right here. That get me thinking about football. Love that one. Steeler Nation, even though I like the other team, or this one right here. But hey, that's okay. Any names kind of stick out that are kind of funny?
Well, I just see some people that I talk to and they
Ah,
join the hub, so that's good enough. But yeah,
Graham, that's cool.
a lot of great names in here. So happy to see everyone. So that's really awesome. We haven't done this in a while, so yeah, you have 194 people So for the past 2 weeks already, I believe.
Yeah. Good stuff. All right. So we let Safiya pick who is the coolest, who's the best. These are the two. Dr. Thirsty.
Oh my God, we haven't seen that one on the list. Dr. Thirsty, that
That's funny.
sharp guy,
That sharp
Sharpie,
guy.
sharp
Sharp.
guy.
Maybe the last name is Sharp and he's just that sharp guy. I don't know. That's funny. Let us know what's the story behind that. All right. And the coolest or the Alfred's pick this year. I am Slytherin. Is that from Harry Potter?
I have no idea,
Or
but
is it
it
Lord of the
sounds good.
Rings?
It
There's-
could be big. It could be Harry Potter because I think Safiya likes it, so she would pick this one.
Yeah,
So-
Kirsten and Safiya both really like this thing.
Yeah.
I get Harry Potter and Lord of the Rings confused. I've not watched either of them. I don't know if I'm missing out. But with that, the whole audience might say, Rick, you've never seen those shows, movies, oh my goodness, or read the books.
Yeah, totally.
Anyways, well, hey, Maddie, thank you so much for prepping the content this week. Good, solid list, and so awesome to be back.
Absolutely. Thank you, Rick. And we'll come up with more pictures from here. Just stay tuned.
And we got to figure out how we're going to go next week. We'll both be here. We could rock this room like this. The camera won't it'll like figure it out.
We can have some special guests as well. You know, it always works out. So yeah.
Let's see what we can do. Anyways, well, thanks again, Maddie. Everyone, have a great week, and we will see you next week on the recap.